Good evening, students. Today we'll begin the next chapter, that is absorption by roots. Roots not only fix the plants in the soil but also help in absorption of water and mineral and send through the stem up to the leaves, flower and fruits. Need Need of water and minerals for plants. We know that there are number of needs of water for plants, like for photosynthesis, transpiration, transportation and mechanical stiffness. So first we have studied about the photosynthesis. For during photosynthesis, plant use water to synthesize glucose. Transpiration. In transpiration, large quantity of water is transpired in the form of water vapor for cooling in hot weather and for producing suction force. Transportation. Prepared food by leaves is transported to other parts of the plants from the leaf, and absorbed water and mineral is transported up to the leaves, flower and fruits. Mechanical stiffness. Water provides turgidity which is necessary for the stiffness of plant tissues. Mineral nutrients required by the plant are absorbed from the soil by the roots only. Some of these nutrients are absorbed in the form of salts, nitrate, phosphate, sulfates, etc., and some simply as ions like potassium, calcium, magnesium, and chlorine. These elements are required as constituents of cell and cell organelles, as well as in the synthesis of variety of compounds or enzymes within the cell. Next, characteristics of roots for absorbing water. There are three characteristics for absorbing water, that is, first is surface area of root is enormous. Next, root hairs contain cell sap of a higher concentration than that of the surrounding water. And the third is root hairs have thin walls. Surface area of root is enormous. That means if you uproot a garden plant like balsam, you can see a thick bunch of rootlets. In rootlets you can see fine structure, that is root hairs. If all these root hairs were laid to be one after the other, it may cover the many kilometers. That means it provides large surface area for absorption. Next is root hairs contain cell sap of a higher concentration than that of the surrounding soil water. You know that the root hairs, inside root hairs there is a big vacuum that contains cell sap in solution higher concentration than the surrounding soil water. So there is water moves from lower concentration to higher concentration. As I mentioned you, the root hairs having the cell sap is highly concentrated than the surrounding soil water. So the water molecules move from surrounding soil to the root hairs. This we will continue studying in the process of osmosis in the next part. Root hairs have thin walls. You know that there is cell membrane, cell wall, like plant cell. Plant cell is having cell wall, then cell membrane. Cell wall is freely permeable and cell membrane is selectively permeable. Sometimes you will be asked to differentiate between cell wall and cell membrane. Cell wall allows all the substances freely to get into the cell and get out from the cell. But cell membrane allows only water molecules to get in the cell and select the larger molecule back. Next, absorption and conduction of water and mineral. Absorption and conduction of water and mineral. This is the result of five main phenomena, that is imbibition, diffusion, osmosis, active transport and turgidity and flaccidity. First we will see about the imbibition. Sometimes you will be asked to define imbibition. Imbibition is a phenomenon by which the living or dead plant cell absorb water by surface attraction and swell up. Swell up is not given in the book. Please add it. Whenever you define this, you must write the result. Like whenever we put any dried seed in water, that absorb water and swell up. That's why the result has to come at the end, which is not mentioned in the book. Please mark there. So once again, imbibition is a phenomenon by which the living or dead plant cells absorb water by surface attraction and swell up. Substance which are made up of cellulose, they are having great affinity with water. That's why they absorb water or moisturity and they swell up. Like sometimes they may be asking one question to give reason, like during rainy season wooden doors become tight. Give reason. So that same reason you have to mention here, that due to this nature, due to um, plant cells are having the affinity to water or moisturity, strong affinity to water or moisturity. That's why they absorb that and swell up and they become tight. Next, diffusion. Diffusion. This also you need to remember the definition. Diffusion is the free movement of molecules of a substance from region of their higher concentration to the region of lower concentration when both are in direct contact. Like here one experiment is done on the basis of diffusion. Here this is the highly concentrated potassium permanganate and this is the plain water. So plain water is not concentrated, but this dye potassium permanganate is highly concentrated. When we add this potassium permanganate in water, the molecules of potassium permanganate can be seen moving from higher concentration to lower concentration. That's why the definition is diffusion is the process in which substance molecules move from higher concentration to lower concentration when both are in direct contact. Please learn the definition and the experiment. When you come to the class, I will be showing this. So as we put the small crystal of potassium permanganate, it start moving from higher concentration to lower concentration. Here you can see it is spreading. So molecules of the potassium permanganate is moving towards the water and it is mixing up with water. So slowly it the process continues till it becomes uniform solution. So here the diffusion is completed here, and the water became like pinkish or purple type. So this is the experiment we will be doing in the class also. This experiment can be done faster by stirring with glass rod or spoon. It will be fast. But when we add and leave the potassium crystal here it will take time. When we stir it, it will be faster. Next, osmosis. Third is osmosis, and this also you need to learn to define how to define osmosis. Osmosis is the movement of water molecules from lower concentration to higher concentration when both are separated by semi-permeable membrane. It is just opposite of diffusion, movement of substance molecules from higher to lower, but in osmosis it is from lower to higher. For this, to clear this definition, we will see the experiment here. So once again, definition: movement of water molecules from lower concentration to higher concentration when both are when both are separated by semi permeable membrane. Three key terms are there: movement of water molecules from lower concentration to higher concentration when both are separated by semi permeable membrane. So here, to show that same one experiment is done for you. We have taken a thistle funnel. This is thistle funnel and beaker containing water. In thistle funnel, the mouth of the thistle funnel is tied with cellophane paper which act like cell membrane or semi-permeable membrane. And in the thistle funnel, sugar solution is kept, and here it is marked the initial level of sugar, and then it is inverted in the beaker containing water, and then this setup is suspended with the help of the holder, and that is arranged in this form and kept for few hours. After few hours, we see that the initial sugar level rising up. That shows the water molecule is moving from beaker to thistle funnel, which help in rising the sugar level, and the water level in the beaker comes down. So this shows that this is the process of osmosis. Movement of water molecules from lower concentration to higher concentration when separated by cell membrane or cellophane paper, or for this can be used animal bladder or egg membrane. Sometimes they ask the alternate of this cellophane paper. So you can write egg membrane or animal bladder. And the next is, okay, the same experiment can be modified and we get the same result. That is, in this we take the sugar solution highly concentrated in thistle funnel, and instead of only plain water we take a dilute solution of sugar. So same result will be taking place here. Here from water molecule, since it is dilute solution and it is highly concentrated, water molecules from the beaker will move to the thistle funnel, and the sugar level will rise up. Initial level is marked earlier, so it is easy to see that how much sugar level is rising up. Dear student, today I am concluding the lesson here. Please go through the chapter and based on this you solve the questions from the review questions. Thank you.